Hey y'all, welcome back to the Talkaholics podcast, episode 19. I was like, wait, which one? Episode 19. This is Iman.
This is Raazia.
And today we speak about a couple of different things in the podcast.
Yes.
We talk about some films that have been seen, mostly by Raazia.
Yes.
She saw
A Simple Favor.
Yes, that I told her to watch a couple, and she decided to watch now. And then you watched Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, that was the other one.
Which she was very excited about. So you'll hear her
see that in theaters.
Okay.
It's worth it.
She's very excited, as you can tell. And then we also spoke about a show, or multiple shows, but she told me about a show called Tell Me a Story, where I thought she wanted me to tell her story, but in reality the show was called Tell Me a Story.
Yes.
So we talked a little bit about that, and then we talked about, how I'm kind of being deprived of good content nowadays in TV shows.
And much more recently, we literally just watched Thank You Next before recording.
Oh, yes. The music video.
Right, from Ariana Grande. I'm pretty sure I don't have to give you guys any context. It's really, really big right now. So.
Yeah. So you can hear us talk about that for a little bit. And then we...
and I introduced something that I've been working on behind the scenes.
Yeah, some exciting news. Raazia releases some exciting news, and you guys will learn about that at the end of our podcast. And of course, make sure to check it out after you're done listening to the podcast, because it's very, very exciting. And then we kind of give you guys a little tea. It's not really tea, it's more like a drop, you know what I mean? It's a little
It's like the tiniest pool.
The tiniest pool of steaming hot tea, because we really can't tell you the entire story until later. So, stay tuned for that.
Yes. Oh my.
Enjoy.
I watched Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, yes. How was that?
Okay, so you know who's in it, right?
Yes.
Rami Malek,
yes.
Who is amazing. And I don't know if you've seen any of Mr. Robot, though I can't say I've seen a lot. But
no, I haven't.
Him in that is also really, really good.
Yeah, I heard good things.
So he's a really good actor. But the thing with him is that sometimes he takes similar roles. He takes that kind of melancholic, I'm sad all the time kind of roles.
Yeah.
But this is very different, because to play the main singer of Queen, Freddie Mercury, who's known for not sitting alone and
nothing. Very.
He was he's really the exact opposite of that. Super out there, eccentric, and just easily one of the best musical performers. So I was really wanting to see him in this. Just to see can he do it? That guy killed it. The movie was so good, because what they did right in that entire movie is that there were so many pockets in it where they showed when Freddie Mercury first got on the stage, and how he got to know himself as a performer. And so by the last performance, it was full-fledged Freddie Mercury, all the dancers, everything, Rami Malek had it down. I was floored.
Yeah.
Just to see him do that, because again, not something I haven't seen him do before. But the movie was really good. I think I really like Queen, and I like a lot of their music, and I've known a little bit about who Freddie Mercury was from before. So some of the stories about, his background, he's actually a person of color that people don't recognize or realize. And so they acknowledge his real name wasn't Freddie Mercury, it was Farouk Balsara, and things like that. And
I did not know that.
Yeah, and he has brown parents who didn't like his decision to go
snap.
And it was almost a typical traditional story of my son's not going and wearing those clothes and becoming a rock star. What are you saying? You're sitting at home. He had that story, but that it was nice that they really, really acknowledged that in the story. They made it clear that he chose to rename himself and chose to be called Freddie and not Farouk, and kind of disacknowledged his family and his upbringing. And I really like that. I like that they didn't shy away from any of those facts. And overall, really, really good movie. The other thing that I noticed too, have you watched Imitation Game?
Nope.
So, okay.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's okay. So Freddie Mercury, I'm sure you know, is homosexual. He's gay. But they do introduce us to someone he was dating early on in his career and was like lifelong friends with the entirety of his life, which was this girl named Mary, who was like in love with for like a long time. And like what was nice is to show like how she was such a loyal friend and lover to him, even though she knew almost the entire time that he wasn't, like he wasn't straight. But because he was so in denial about his identity, he was so afraid to.
Yeah, he just kind of played that role.
Yeah, but he did love her. They were very much like.
Yeah.
They supported each other. Like loved that they like showed the depth of that relationship. But I almost ended up loving like Mary even more in the entire movie because I was like, oh my god, you're so like, she's so giving and she's so like, she was so faithful and loyal to him. Was such a like a really really nice like acknowledgement of that. The only reason why I brought Imitation Game up is because a very similar story had happened for Alan Turing, of like, but for him it was more so like to be able to have a career. He wanted to hide his identity, like he acknowledged that he was gay from the forefront, but he ended up getting married to this woman who was down to do that just to kind of keep things under the rug. Yeah. So like again, amazing. Like some like she went like, to that spectrum to be that loyal to a friend, like. Amazing stuff. So I really recommend you guys go watch it. It's super entertaining. It's really long. It's like 2.5 hours.
Oh.
But because again, like they put a lot of music into it.
I guess kind of makes up for it, right? Yeah. There's a lot of musical numbers.
Yes, and they highlight all the good ones, like all the main ones. Really recommend you go see it because they do a good job too of like showing how not only Freddie Mercury wrote and created some of the songs, but like how every member contributed and who wrote what and who made what bass part and all these things. So really, really good stuff. And I like that they didn't focus on like the fact that he became an AIDS poster child. Like like they just acknowledged that was part of his like life.
Yeah,
but
it wasn't
really
like the focus.
It was So really, really good. Please go watch it. Like, I think,
maybe I'll check it out. Yeah,
for sure.
Oh, well, on top of movies, speaking on that, you watched another movie.
Yes, that we talked about before. Is that the one?
Yes.
So I finally watched A Simple Favor.
Like 3 months later or whatever.
I know, whatever. It's okay. Let's not do another one of these podcasts where I'm like shamed. But it was actually so freaking good.
Thank you, right? It was so good.
And look, I haven't really seen, what's her name? Blake Lively.
Yeah, in a while, right? Since Gossip Girl.
In a while, or like in a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even watch Gossip Girl all the way through.
Oh, me neither. I just watched bits and pieces.
But I was like, holy smoke, she's attractive. Like, she's
just... she is.
Like, I was
she's beautiful.
floored every time she was in,
and like, her, like, presence and the way she holds herself.
That's what I mean.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, obviously we don't know her in real life, so...
Yeah.
But for her character, she played her character very well.
Yeah, man, like, just that badass attitude.
Yeah, that really careless, like, I don't care.
Yeah.
And then Anna Kendrick did an amazing job, too.
And I like how she had still moments of, like, this is so Anna Kendrick. Like, those little smart, funny parts.
And, like, exactly. Yeah. Like, it wouldn't be Anna Kendrick if it wasn't, like, a little comedic. But her character was sneaky. She was sneaky. Like, you think she's all innocent, and then she all up on her husband. Like,
yes, yeah.
She was a sneaky one. I liked it.
No, I think what they were good at doing, like, I was talking to my sister-in-law about this because I watched it with her. What the movie's good at doing is that it takes you on so many detours.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like at the beginning of the movie, you can make a very good assumption about what's happening.
Exactly. But then they're like, yeah.
But at every point, it's like, but
nope.
Don't trust this person. But what about this? Did you think about this?
Yeah.
And it's like so good about distracting you at every point.
It is, because it always brings up different, like, conspiracy theories also, almost, like, it comes up with, it detours you to another, like, plot or whatever, and you're like, oh, I didn't think about it that way, maybe this is what's gonna happen, and they're like, nope. They put you all somewhere else.
Yeah, like, but what happens at the end is exactly what you think it's gonna be. So I like, it reminded me a lot of Searching in that respect. Again, I think Searching was still a plot twist at the end. Yeah. But the similarity is they're very good at, like, thinking, like,
making you, making you, they basically, like, kind of, like, hit it in plain sight kind of thing.
No, it's like a magic trick all the way through. Like, it's just, like, playing with your emotions, expectations, all these things. So it was really, really, really good. I was, like, really happy to see both those actors in that role. I think they were both really, really fitting.
Mm-hmm.
I think we mentioned before, like the Blake Lively's husband's character. I like that they just threw in the fact that he's an Asian guy. Didn't acknowledge it. You know,
Yeah, I
it's
remember we
good.
talked about that.
Yeah, it like I like that they, because even when I saw her child end up being like an Asian kid, and then she's Blake Lively, I'm like, oh, they're gonna say he's adopted or whatever. Again, like they just didn't have to acknowledge it at all.
Yeah.
So I love that part.
Yeah, I don't think it would. Yeah, like if they did acknowledge it, I'll be like, what's the point?
Yeah, and
like it's
how does this add
not
to the
relevant to
story?
the storyline. Yeah.
Yeah. Just the last thing on that was that oh my god, there was a bit about how any conversation that Blake Lively's character has with her husband, and anytime she sits him down and like completely manipulates him.
Oh my god, she's so manipulative. Like
that
she controlled him.
It was so dark. Like
yeah,
those scenes made me so uncomfortable.
And it was like she would manipulate him in like
every single way
possible. Like it'd be sexual, it'd be like a mental, it was just like, and she would completely turn it around on him.
And everything's a make you choose moment. Like you either choose her or me.
Yeah.
At every point, and I was like, just every time those scenes specifically, I don't know why, but I was just like, this is just she's too good at this.
Yeah, like she was always like 10 steps ahead, and it showed you in the film that she's always been like this. It wasn't like this new thing where she suddenly decided she had to disappear. No, it was like it was almost like she was leading up to it. Yeah. Like she always knew her past was gonna catch up with her. So
exactly. So she was always on the run.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy stuff. The plot I like movies like this, like Searching, like a few other movies we've reviewed on the podcast, because they're original stories. Mm-hmm. And like the more that I can see of that in theaters, guys, the better. Very happy about that.
Exactly.
So yeah, another good movie for you guys to see. But in other news, I did just introduce a song to Iman.
Oh yeah. What is it called?
No, stop! Don't forget it because it was so good.
I don't even know what it was called. No, you didn't tell me. You just told me it was by Hozier.
Oh well, whatever. You guys have probably seen it trending on like YouTube for a while.
It's the new Hozier song.
Yeah, and it's called Movement.
You just remembered now?
It's called Movement.
Oh, so then why did you answer me when I said what?
No, because I was sad because you were supposed to remember it. Cause, like,
I thought you forgot too. I was like, but then you're like, it's called Movement. I was like, wait, were you pretending?
No.
Okay, anyways, that makes sense because the chorus is all like movement. Okay.
Yeah.
Got you. It's ballerina. Got it.
So funny. No, please. Okay, guys, like, the music videos I think is like fine.
It's fine.
It's good.
I mean, the guy's a really good dancer.
Yeah, I think there's some story about his career about like he was trained as like a classical dancer, but wants to kind of dress the way that he wants to without having to wear like the shoes.
Oh,
and everything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you can do the dance, the way you want.
I know. Well, but ballet's all traditional.
Yeah,
stuff, so I'm sure they have issues with that. But the song's really, really good.
It is.
In a long time hasn't made a lot of music. Yeah. And to see this out of him is really nice. Because the chorus, like, we already know he can sing really well because of Take Me to Church. Mm. Is that the song? Yeah. But this chorus, I think, is so different for his sound. And it was refreshing from him. Another musician who's come up with something recently too, Iman. I think 1975. I didn't get you to listen to any of it yet.
Oh yeah, I know who they are, and I think I've listened to a song before in the past, but I'm not an avid listener. I'll tell you that. But yeah. I've definitely heard of them before.
Have you listened to Chocolate? Is that the song you've heard from them?
I have no idea.
Or it might be Girls.
Honestly, I don't know.
You're just I'm naming titles.
You're naming titles, and I have no idea what to say to you. But no, I've heard good things, and I think I've heard. Yeah, I feel like the one time I did hear a song, I liked it, but I just never followed up on it.
Yeah. So what's happening with them right now is that they released a new album, but it's kind of what Beyonce did in the past. Of like she released a new album, and then each song had its own music video already. Ooh. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That they released, but they're doing it kind of right after each other. Mm-hmm. So the songs I could remember right now, the one that came out recently was called Sincerity is Scary. Another one's called Two Time, and the first one he released on that track, Love It If We Made It. All three of them were really good, so different. The Two Time song is more of like a not reggae, but almost like dance music kind of song that is just like to chill to dance, not really serious. Mm-hmm. Love It If We Made It is super political. Yeah. It's about everything that's happening right now, mainly Trump administration. Like the song is about I love it if we made it like through this time, like through this period.
I love songs that speak to political climate we're,
Yeah.
we're
I
dealing
also
with.
wouldn't listen to that song in public because like the first line is like just like so jarring and it's on purpose. So
Oh, okay.
don't play it on like your phone or speaker. Have headphones, guys.
Yeah.
Because I think I did the same. I did the mistake at home and I just like was playing on my laptop and went fuck. Okay, it's just whoa, holy shit. That song, but my favorite is easily "Sincerity is Scary."
Yeah?
The music video is so artsy. Colors are beautiful. I've never seen him dance. I didn't know he could dance, and he dances in that music video. And it's just like it's a simple song about like how hard it is to be vulnerable with someone. Like that's just like a
Wow, I'm gonna look into this.
it's a that music video is really good. But yeah, I'm really happy with the music that he's come out with recently. He did the main guy from the band did a cover of "Thank You Next," but it didn't go really well.
Yeah.
Especially that song, it's like, why do you cover that? Though?
Why?
And it's not being sung by Ariana.
Yeah.
And like you're saying, I love Malcolm. It's like, what's
Yeah,
happening?
yeah, that's a little weird.
Yeah.
Okay. But good segue. Was that on purpose?
No!
Because that was really good.
We did it!
Yay!
Pretend that was natural. Guys.
Okay.
It was not.
But segue. Ariana?
Ariana Grande. That's who it is.
Grande, actually.
Is it really?
Yeah.
No,
Didn't you see that video where she refers to herself and she says her name? It's Ariana Grande.
no.
Yeah, and we've been saying her name wrong this entire time, and she's just let it happen.
Wow.
Because I guess Grande sounds better.
Well, you can't change it now, like, I guess.
But she literally said she called herself Ariana Grande.
That's weird. Okay.
Right? Anyways, she released
Yeah.
she released a song "Thank You" next a couple weeks ago. Yeah, it's been a little bit.
Couple of weeks, really? I thought it was like within the last week.
No.
Okay.
No.
Shit. Okay, well.
At least 2 weeks.
Okay.
Anyways, she recently released the video
Yeah.
for it, which people were really looking forward to because I think she released like a trailer for it, and it was like the Mean Girls part of the video.
Yeah, there's a lot of screenshots going around. Yeah.
Yeah. So Raazia watched it for me. I watched it like recently, and I loved it because it referred back to or it made like references back to a lot of movies that we grew up on, even though we shouldn't have been watching that when we were that young.
Some of them I'm like,
but like Mean Girls, Legally Blonde, 13 Going on 30.
you're naming all of them. Yeah.
What else was there? There was another one. Bring It On, the first movie.
Bring It On was there, yeah.
So there's a couple movies that it referred to, and I love seeing music videos like that.
And there's a whole bunch of cameos too. We should mention that. Like,
true.
Not just from those movies that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
Like Jennifer Coolidge is in that, who I love, because like her accent, the way she speaks, everything just stuck in my head because of Cinderella story.
Kris Jenner's in it.
Yes.
As the mom from Mean Girls.
Yeah.
What's his face? You named him the singer.
Troye Sivan.
Troye Sivan's in it.
If you like knew him, he became kind of a big thing on Tumblr and is a singer now.
And then there's some people from Mean Girls and stuff in it.
The guy and the girl from Victorious is there.
Yeah, the what's her name? The really mean one.
The goth one.
The goth one and the nerdy dude.
Who I loved. Can I just say?
Yeah, I loved her.
Loved
what was her name?
And
Jane?
the brown guy
Jane?
he was with. I don't remember.
The brown? He's brown?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I love him. Okay,
that
so
couple,
cute.
That couple.
Love them. Anyways, but yeah, the goth girl and the nerdy guy from Victorious are both in it.
Yeah.
I loved it. It was great.
Yeah.
The song is, I love it. It's a bop. It's great. So but I love my favorite part of the entire music video is when Ariana opens up the burn book from Mean Girls, and she's saying like thought what was it like
that I end up with Ricky.
No, thought I end up with Sean,
but he wasn't
in a match. Yeah, right. And then she talks about Ricky, and then she talks about Pete, about getting married, and then so like there's pictures of them as she's flipping the pages, and then there's like in the burn book there's comments around it, right?
Yeah.
And on Pete's page there's like, sorry I dipped.
That was like the one thing Iman was laughing about the entire
cried.
music video.
I was like, what a way to put it. Like, sorry I dipped. Peace out. You know what I mean? And it wasn't even like, it was like, sorry, like SRY.
Yeah.
I dipped. I found that so funny. It's probably not that funny, but I found it hilarious. But yeah, overall, great music video. Haven't seen it, watch it. It's really, it's trending right now. Yes. And it's hit, like, I think it was like over 30 million
when we saw it?
Views or something. It's like really, really high amount of views.
But I'm not surprised because really, I mean, we were talking about this earlier, like, it's doing so well, and everything lined up so, like, the timing was so perfect that it
Mhm.
almost feels like the whole thing was a PR stunt.
Yeah,
Not
her
to,
and
like,
Pete.
yeah, not
That
to
was. I mean, not to like
belittle her experience or whatever.
No,
but,
yeah,
like,
but it's definitely a little odd. I wouldn't be surprised. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a PR stunt
yeah,
because that's very common in the industry.
yeah. Well,
And it was
this-
such a short engagement.
Yeah, well,
But I mean, it could happen. That's true.
This is what happens, man.
But you know what? Like,
I think the production and everything, like, everything was done really well, to the point where, like, they didn't have to name any of the movies they were referencing to, because
yeah, you understood it. Like,
yeah,
it came down to the costume, like
Yes.
the little scenes they played out.
yeah,
The
the angles and stuff.
the
Everything was
angles,
perfect.
like the props they used,
yeah.
the costumes, like everything was
I mean,
on
she's
point.
loaded, so she can afford to do that, but you know what?
Yes, but no, definitely on point. It was really well done. I really enjoyed it. It makes me
Yeah.
want to go watch all those movies all over again.
yeah, actually, if anything,
Like
though,
when they
I'd
did the
watch
bend and
Victoria.
snap from
Yeah, yeah.
Legally Blonde and everything. I love that.
If anything, I'd go back and watch Victorious. I actually missed that show. Is that weird?
Yeah, I love Victorious, and I think "Thank You Next" is like is now the anthem for like everybody who's just like
Over it.
yeah, who's like, "Hey, bye, next." But yeah,
It's that breakup song now. Pretty much. The other thing I wanted to, like, mention, other than A Simple Favor that I had watched, there's actually a TV show that I seen recently that I haven't heard of before. It's the Tell Me a Story one that you thought I was.
Oh
like,
yeah,
actually gonna
I saw
ask
this.
you.
Yeah, I saw on Razia's list of topics. It's like, tell me a story, and I was like, oh, do you want me to tell you a story, Razia? She's like, no, it's a show, and I was like, oh. Well then, okay, I won't tell you a
I'm
story.
just writing myself a prompt to ask you a story. No, it's a I actually don't know what channel it's like being hosted on, but I just noticed it because of the poster for that TV show. It's just like an illustrated image of three pigs like facing each other, like the Three Little Pigs kind of thing, but they're like really scary looking. And I was like, what the fuck is this of a show? So I clicked on it because I was like, there's no way they have like there's a whole illustrated TV show that has like at that point had 3 episodes and they were hours long, like an hour long each. I was like, that's not a thing. So I just checked it out casually, like I wasn't gonna actually watch it.
Yeah.
I ended up sitting down and watching the whole episode with my sister-in-law, the first one.
Yeah.
It's live action. It has real people in it.
Oh, okay.
But it's hard to explain. So basically, the whole story is like the show is like a premise or based on a world where now Trump is in power. Like it's set in real day.
Okay.
Like, oh my god, I can't even speak English right now. But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And what happens is that the whole show is focused on that kind of premise, but it features at least 6 or 7 different storylines of like
Whoa.
different sets of people.
Okay.
So my favorite one is like is this couple who they introduce, they're in like the bathroom together, whatever, getting ready in that morning.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy goes into the shower and he sees that his girlfriend or whoever has like a pregnancy test on the sink.
Shoot.
And he's smiling because he's like, is it happening? And she says, don't worry, it's negative. Like, it's not a thing. And their whole little story is about like, he wants to have a kid, but they're not married, and she doesn't want to settle down. And it's like,
it's kind of like the opposite.
Yes, because she's like, I actually really like the conversations. This is why they're my favorite.
Yeah.
Because like, he's like all almost like over
giddy,
the moon.
yeah.
He's like beyond happy about the idea. But she's like, her spin on it is not that I don't think you're the right person or I don't think I'm ready. It's, we live in a world right now where Trump's in power. Why do we want to bring someone into the world this, right? So she has a very specific spin, and he doesn't like that as an excuse. She's like, he thinks, come on, like, it'll get better, that kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's their story. There's a whole other story of this dad and his daughter. I think something happens to the mom of the family, and they move back into the dad's mom's house.
Okay.
So the daughter moves into with her grandma.
Yeah.
And she's like a troublesome teenager.
Mm.
So yes, she's going to a new school and she's like adjusting, but she definitely gets into the wrong crowd immediately because she's looking to go to clubs and all this stuff. So all this stuff, and there's like I can go into forever about this, but there's like a bunch of different stories happening at once. And the whole first part of the episode kind of like introduces you all to them, and the whole time me and my sister are like, when is this stopping? Like, when are we gonna stop being introduced to new people?
Yeah.
Because you literally, it takes your mental energy to focus on all those stories.
Yeah, exactly.
But by the end of it, almost seamlessly, you can see how quickly the dots connect.
Like, they're all connected? Don't tell me
scene.
how, but that's so cool.
And it's just one episode. This is the first one.
Oh my god.
And I was like, no. Like, just like immediately, like, I'm crying already. I don't even know what's happening. And that was just the first episode. And it's like, it's kind of like, think of, Modern Family is like a bad comparison. But in that, like, they have their own lives going on.
Yeah.
But very quickly you understand how it makes sense. So the whole story is like really commentary on how modern lives get kind of fucked up with this political climate.
Oh my god, I'm actually really excited to watch this now.
Oh, I was like actually surprised because none of the actors I should like mention are big. Like there's some of them I'm like, I've definitely seen your face before, but they've taken small roles in big movies. You know what I'm saying? And like some of the characters, like I mentioned, that couple of like really interesting twists, but they're simple plots, right? Even like the teenager that I mentioned, her grandma is a bad influence on her. She's the one who's like, I was just like you when I was young. Like, you know, kind of thing.
Like let it be kind of thing?
Kind of, but also she's a bit of a bitch herself. Like,
okay.
She doesn't like, she doesn't discipline her or anything.
Oh, okay.
But she almost kind of reminds her like, I did it.
Yeah.
Too, you know. So I don't want to ruin too much of the story.
Please don't. Oh my god, yeah, that sounds so interesting.
I was so impressed because I was like, first of all, how do I not know about this? How are they paying for all those actors? And like, you know, and production's good. It doesn't look like a shitty show. Yeah. And it was just the writing seamless.
Is it on Netflix?
No, I don't think it would.
Shoot, you have to stream it?
Yeah, I'm streaming it. Yeah.
I'm so lazy. It's really bad.
It was so good, and like ever since, I'm like waiting for when I can meet back with my sister-in-law just to finish watching because we only saw 3 episodes being released so far, so it's in the
okay.
Oh, I was just so hooked by the first episode. It was so good.
Oh my god, I'm really excited now. Good. Wow, thank you for introducing me to that.
No problem. Like again, like love like original stories like this that are so relevant and political but not too preachy. Like it's still about the different stories.
Yeah, I'm definitely like in a withdrawal right now of really good content, like of TV shows because because Brooklyn Nine-Nine done. I'm waiting for a new season to come out. The Handmaid's Tale, waiting for a new season to come out. Jane the Virgin, waiting for a new season to come out, which is going to be the last season, by the way. I cry.
Is it?
Yes. I'm really sad. Those are like probably some of my favorite shows. I'm currently watching Riverdale right now, but it has taken a dark turn, okay? Let me tell you. Do you watch Riverdale?
This is the second season it's on, right?
Third.
Oh, really?
Third? Yeah, third.
I've never really, I completely stepped away from
it, to be honest. Okay. It's taken a very dark turn. And
wasn't it dark to begin with in the beginning?
Okay, it was dark. It was very dramatic to begin with. And yeah, it was pretty dark. But now it's turned into some cultish stuff. Yeah. Like, weird. Weird things.
Okay. Satanic at this point.
Yeah, no. 100% satanic. Okay. Like, sometimes I'm scared to watch the show. I'm like, I don't like this. I ain't trying to...
There's like some alchemy circle.
Right? I ain't trying to bring nothing into my house. No. So, but I feel like it kind of this third season kind of brought in something that they didn't even like foreshadow. It's like as if the writers were like, we need new ideas, and they completely thought of this new plot for the third season. And I'm like, how does it relate to anything that happened in the past 2 seasons? Why is this here? I don't know. I feel like they're grasping at straws, but I'm not gonna stop watching because I've invested my time and I need to find out what happens. So that's what I'm watching right now. But I feel like I've been deprived. I had some really good shows going, and now they've all taken away. Oh, you know what I'm not watching? That I should be watching? What? How to Get Away with Murder.
Oh, did it come out?
It's currently going on right now. What is wrong with me? I need to be on that.
You're like, that's what
you know what? The winter break is coming up. That's what I'm doing. I'm binging How to Get Away with Murder. I've been missing so many shows. Yeah. Wow, I just remember that.
Actually, for me too, like what I watch is usually Silicon Valley, which the season's done. It has yet to come out. I watch Veep, which I think you would really, really like. If you get into it, you're like, oh, fuck. The second you finish the first season, it's just nonstop for the next 8 seasons.
Dear God, there's 8 seasons.
Yeah, I think so. It's a lot. It's a lot. Which I binged in a very short amount of time. And so the next season is the last season. Oh. And it's like, just imagine 8 seasons in. What? Never mind.
That was my phone.
Oh, no. Okay.
Okay, sorry.
Don't mind that awkward pause. Yeah, so they're on their last season, and it was delayed, if you remember, So Julia Louis-Dreyfus is the main character,
Mhm.
and she got diagnosed with breast cancer.
Oh, I did not know that.
So they stopped production for a while to get her to heal and
Yeah.
stuff. So I know that they finally finished like
Recording it?
Oh,
okay.
So editing has to happen. It has to
Yeah.
all that stuff. So I'm happy that they waited for it. Nobody was recasted.
That's
because
nice.
that would have been honestly that would have ruined.
Yeah, in the
show.
last season, are you? No way.
No, so
they probably would have lost. Like, their ratings would have dropped 100%.
Nobody would have been watching. Trust me. She cares a lot of the show. No,
Mhm.
actually, okay, I can't say that because everybody in that show, like you can tell, works their butt off.
Yeah.
Because the comedy, the acting, everything is on point all the time in that show. Like flawless. Sorry,
Yeah.
that entire 8 seasons. But this last one is like gonna be the most intense thing ever, and I'm just waiting. The problem is it's been such a break since the last 8 seasons that
so
I'm like I know where we are in the storyline, but the
probably
small
just have to
things,
refresh yourself. Yeah,
I know I have to watch the last season again.
the whole season. I think we just watched the last episode or something.
No, I think I might watch the whole thing just to like get because it's very interconnected. And I know that because I binged all 8, so that do you know what I'm saying? I was able to keep everything fresh. So I'll have to do that. Those 2 shows, yeah. Otherwise, Handmaid's just like you,
Oh my God, I can't wait.
waiting with bated breath.
I can't wait.
That.
It's like April, right? It's coming out.
Everything starts in April usually. All the fresh seasons, whatever.
I'm so excited.
We'll get back into it. Another thing too, another show I haven't really started. I've mentioned before. I really love the American Crime Story O.J. Simpson's that season.
Yeah,
they did Versace after. Never watched that. I watched like the beginning of the first episode, but it like that. Those kinds of like miniseries, they take so much of your mental energy. It's not good for leisure watching. Like you should never, because like you're not gonna be sitting there like comfortable because it's very emotionally intense. They're so like it like demands your attention. Yeah, like in a really good sit down. But finding time for that anymore with our lives is like real shit. The only other thing I wanted to talk about before we wrap up, I don't know how we're doing for time, but I did announce something on my Instagram and on Facebook just now. But Iman has known about this, but you guys haven't. Me and my sister-in-law, who I bring up probably every podcast, she and I have been working together for actually a year now on this new business. Both her and I are very creative people, and with their current jobs, we don't really have an outlet to do design work or to actually do art. So we started a business called KUBO KANYONA, and we'll leave some tags or like links in the description somewhere. But it's basically a gifting service where we sell greeting cards via our website, kubokanyona.com, and also do custom gift boxes and gift baskets. So if you have, especially since it's the holiday season, or if you have like a business conference coming up, or a friend's birthday is coming around the corner, and you want to do something extra special, contact us, and we're the type of people to want to really do that. Like, I'm really about, like, even in everyday life, genuinely, like, I put a lot of time and attention into gift giving, and now doing it for a business just makes sense. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I know, it's so exciting. I've known about this for quite some time.
Yeah.
I mean, not as long as you've been working on it, but definitely a couple months.
Yeah.
And it's exciting to see that you finally put it into the works.
I know. And, like, even Iman today was, like, watching me hesitantly.
Yeah, she was like, she saved her Instagram post and everything, and I'm like, post it. I'm like, just post it. You'll be fine. She's like, no. And I'm like, post it.
It's scary. It's really
scary.
It is.
It is scary putting, like, it's kind of like putting it's vulnerable, right? Because it's like putting your heart and soul out to the world, and it's kind of like when we did this podcast. Like, we don't know how people are going to react. They're going to think we don't know how to speak properly. They're going to think our ideas are stupid or whatever like that. Yeah. But we did it, and we're having fun, and it's great. And so I think you're going to do great.
Thank you. Oh, look at you, Mom. But yeah, really happy about it so far. And yeah, if you guys have any like questions, concerns about that stuff, want to find out more, we'll link all that stuff below somewhere.
Yeah.
Or just DM us, whatever, on Instagram. We're there too. I don't know if we'll tell this story. We'll tell the story in probably the following podcast.
We had a bit of a little struggle today with recording a different episode that involved a guest. But you know what? We're going to keep that.
Oh my God.
We're going to keep that story. We're going to lock it up, and we're going to release it in another episode when we figure the stuff out. So stay tuned for that, because it's going to be a juicy one.
Yeah. And do we want to talk about the application?
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, but do we want to? Because what if we get rejected?
Okay, we have. I don't know.
Okay, we'll tell you this. We applied for something really exciting, but we don't want to talk about it because you know what? We need to keep it to ourselves until, we know what happens.
Yeah, just pray for us, guys.
Just pray for us. Just pray everything's going good with us, and that's that. If we give you some good news later on, you'll know what it was about.
Yeah, exactly. An announcement will definitely go out.
100%. It'll just be like going,
yeah, that's the entire podcast. Just a recording of us screaming. Just imagine.
Anyways,
God.
okay, we're gonna wrap it up here because
Yes.
we're getting a little delirious. It's later at night.
Holy
I need to
fuck.
go sleep.
I think Iman literally spent her entire day in my house. Oh,
Yeah.
No,
Well,
you worked in the morning, but whatever. I spent the entire day working on it.
Anyways,
Shit.
we're gonna wrap it up here, guys. Thanks for watching. Find us on Instagram, YouTube, SoundCloud, and Gmail, of course. It's like when people shout out their Pinterest. It's like totally not necessary, but
Like,
you know
closer to,
what?
like MySpace at this
Right?
point.
Anyways, we will talk to you guys on the next one. Peace out.
Bye.